Hello and welcome to the Morikawa School of Vanguard. Today we're going to be talking about why? What are these puny things? They don't even have twin drive. Talking about grade 1s today. So many of them. What kinds to use, what different flavors they have and whatnot.
Man, there's a lot of flavors.
That's so many.
Let's start with the most important ones that every deck has to have.
The 8K vanillas. Because back in the day of Vanguard, 16 or 15K comms were the numbers you really wanted to make. And most, yeah.
Sort of the quickest path to that. And even today, most decks still pack 4 of their 8K vanilla.
Yeah,
Yep.
solid rides, so you don't
Alright,
get
11Ks are still the majority of things you find.
Awesome booster for anyone, really.
And if you really need to, move them, make a column of it.
Yep.
It's only the more gimmicky decks that drop them. So, you know, don't expect to see many of them in Dark Irregulars or Pale Moon or anything like that. Or even Great Nature.
Yeah.
The
And
more extreme variants, anyway.
again, like you said, have 2 columns of them to make a good attack. I actually won a game where I had a field of Gemini supported by Gemini. Yeah, for Gemini. So good.
Good times, good
So
times.
silly.
Speaking of other staples, we also have Sentinels, also known as Perfect Guards. Again, if you have the money to get them, best that you do. Played through 3 or 4 of
Three to
them.
4 of them.
It's 3 to 4 in basically everything. Unless you're hybriding and can't.
Yep.
Alright, I guess
But
we'll...
at that point, I sort of have to wonder why you're going out of your way to not.
and
Basically put, they make an attack not go through.
It's
Why would you
that
not
center
do
line
that?
is only going to get bigger and bigger.
So why would you not do it if you can?
Never use them as a booster, ever.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, we're not doing this.
Okay.
You can and you should.
If you need to use them as a booster, you have the option. It's not recommended to do it in case you want to use it later.
Earlier you throw them down, the better off you're going to be.
Unless you have another grade 1 that you can use, in which case do it. And don't follow this guy's advice.
And you also...
Oh, man, they work as boosters.
Yeah,
I know, I'm
also
just saying they're not the main booster.
Also, if you're going to have a deck that likes bouncing units, for example, using Lina or Sakia, you can call them. You can also call other things as well. Yep. And also other early grade ones were these personal boosters, not boosters, where they'd only boost a certain grade 2, and then they made this guy.
Where's the Queen of Hearts? She was another one of these.
Oh yeah.
Well, so
Queen
was
of
King of
Hearts.
Sword, but we didn't put him in the last one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So whatever.
Again, the 10K booster for some grade 2s. The most broken one was, like you said, Queen of Heart, King of Sword. Then they made this guy. Why did they make... Well, this guy's fine with Overlord in the end. Why didn't they make that for Alfred? Is what I'm wondering.
That's so dumb. Jarn's okay though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jarn in the
hitting 18
Kageros.
against the back row is goodbye grade 1.
By the grade 1s, and in general in Kagero, they have 9 and 10Ks anyway, so it doesn't make a terrible number with them.
And then you have your limit break boosters.
Yeah, these
Too bad
require...
we have the lamest ones
Yeah,
out here.
these guys require a cost of Soul Blasting 1, and all these guys work for
What
boosting
toys
in
I'm talking
Vanguard.
about. Right looks awesome.
She is, but yeah.
The thing I know, the thing she boosts isn't especially.
All of them work boosting a Vanguard or Rearguard copy of the thing that they need to boost
So you
with.
can make numbers wherever.
Then you also have your certain clones, for example, the Iron Tail clone like we talked about.
Yep,
Solid 7K body for a good ride, and if you want to push, you can make whatever numbers you need.
always a good thing.
These guys, not many of them are used.
They're kind of underwhelming.
Again, only in certain decks. And then we talked about this guy.
The Almighty Reporter.
Almighty Reporter clone, although
the
this
pig.
one flukes the pig, so it's kind of worth using as one.
Yeah, if you're an Adventure Time fan, play one, Fluke the Pig when you can.
Pig, fine, good to go.
Then
You've got your current cyclers.
Yeah, these ones are generally used as if you don't have extra anything else to put in.
good turn 1 ride.
If you're paranoid of not getting the stuff you need or getting swamped with grade 3s, whatever, you've got them. If you've got specific cards to go fishing for, they're definitely worth considering. Especially in, Kagero, because you automatically have air mount.
Then we have grade 1s with power buffs normally at a low power of 6,000, and then normally the 2k buff when on called, and just rest this unit so you can
Not
use
so
it.
great unless
Cosmo Roar.
unless they're repeatable, and they aren't in most cases.
Yeah, Cosmo's really the only one I can think of that is repeatable without
Blazers
using another
too.
card's effects.
Yeah.
If you can bounce them, try to make numbers with them.
You've got your 10k Vanguard boosters
Yeah, speaking of personal boosters,
of varying quality.
Each one has like a sort of different thing they do to make it work.
when you're winning, it always works.
Winning,
When you're oracles,
when you're
always
Oracle,
works. When they attack you,
When you're Mega
when
Colony.
you're like a colony, they work.
and then
When
this,
you're emo.
When you're emo,
and when
you're
all their stuff is
dead.
So when you're Kagero. But the general idea is that these reward you for playing to the strengths of your clans, more or less.
really relatively low numbers, 2 to 3.
Yeah, you don't need a whole lot because they're not super flexible. They just make your center line bigger than
Yeah.
it normally is.
And to make powerful lines outside of the Vanguard column, you've got these guys meeting certain criterias and whatnot.
They get their own
more
power buffs.
more than one
You're
grade
playing
3 out there.
Palamedes,
If you like having a lot of soul,
playing it
if you
further.
put damage into your thing, if you like putting stuff into your soul.
Yeah. And then grade 1 ride chain.
Yeah, then of course the ride chains.
The
For the
ones
most
that,
consistent among us.
yeah. And then you have this piece of crap.
Well, they can
And-
help you fish for your grade 3 too.
Oh, yeah.
they're
You
not-
can thin out your deck for grade 3s
Yeah.
if you really need to.
Yeah,
Just-
set part is most of the time you want.
the problem
Or-
is he's 6k,
Yeah.
which means that he's not a good booster, and he's not good at anything else other than to fish out those grade 3s, really.
Well, Kagero, beaters up front, they can manage.
And then you have the Revere style where if she shows up late, you.
Whatever, man. It's 7. It's good
Fine.
enough.
Yeah.
Now, there's another chain style that we were introduced to recently.
Yes. It's gonna be until like 3rd or 4th quarter this year that we're gonna be seeing it.
Yeah.
We're
That's
gonna
going to be a
give
very
quick,
late video.
quick little
We'll talk
recap of
about.
what it is. Because I think we
The
messed up
Artemis
before.
style chain, when you ride the grade 1, the proper grade 1 on the grade 0, you look at the top 7 for the grade 2 or 3 like you normally would, or it slips out if you ride the wrong grade 1. And then when you ride a grade 2 on it from that clan, other than the correct one, you look at the top 7 again for the correct one, and if it's there, you ride it. And they have an ability that typically works independently of whether or not you actually succeeded the first time. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, as opposed to this chain where you have
All
to
or
keep
nothing.
On, yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
have to
change
keep
it.
on riding, you get the bonuses. For Artemis, just get the grade 2. Yeah.
If you get it, great. If you don't, great.
Great.
And
I'll get
then
my stuff.
we have the top percentages of grade 1s.
Top percentages. Except for this one. We can't really
Yeah.
figure out where he goes.
Oh yeah,
Our
leopards.
Soul Blast draw ones are lonely over here.
Oh, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Before we get to these, let's talk about these.
These
and
guys,
these.
preferably in low numbers.
Except for Cutlass.
Japan,
Cutlass
they
top
like
tier.
they like second this guy in the blood. She can go back in, yeah. She can go back in the deck with Pelennor. This can become whatever you want, and this is because you're just playing Oracle Think Tank.
Yeah, generally 2 ofs.
Except for this. You can play 3 or 4 if you want, because it goes away whenever.
Yep.
Oh, and then there's
Oh yeah,
these
the
ones.
grade 1 attacking units.
ones.
Beat stick grade 1s are pretty rare. They're gonna
these are
become
the
more
3, I
common in
think.
the future, but
They vary in usability. We have some good, strong conventions against this guy.
yeah.
He's okay.
He's just
He's
K.
K.
He's K. I mean,
So what do you want
like
from
his
us?
name says.
He's just K.
And Omelet's pretty flexible
Let's pretty,
for the
soulless deck.
yeah. If you're not intent on multiple rides, anyway.
If you're just gonna do it like straight up, just ride one time and then never again. She basically makes it so you have attackers all the time.
And if you want to keep on riding multiple times, her and Truth Gazer, another grade 1. With
Oh, it's a
power.
16k column.
Yeah. Truth Gazer being when it attacks in 6k grade 1, you can Soul Blast 1 plus 3k. Yeah.
Now to the top tier.
Top percentage.
Let's start work from the down.
Let's go from
up.
down up.
This guy paired up with Death Army Lady, fun times for everyone, except for the opponent.
Stands, but he's more strictly used behind a rear guard attacker.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Otherwise,
And if you flip a grade 3, hey, that and whatever are standing because the Shurikaiser says so.
because Million Rat's ability, like we covered before, lets you make clones. So
3 columns. Woo.
yep, if you, especially if you,
Even if they're not very good.
you're not very good, you get
Something.
they was for free essentially. Since they don't do a particular large amount of counter blasting and they unflip anyway.
4 million rat turn 3. Too good.
There
And then the cheating cards.
Cheating
There are
cards.
a lot of really good, just clan-defining cards here. Some more than others. I mean, Pongal is stupid. So stupid. You never miss grade. As long as you're packing 4.
You got that. Okay, then you get weird ones like Laurel.
That guy's
Get another Vanguard attack.
yeah, crazy skill,
Who cares?
4,000 power. You can get it down.
Then the
so.
cheaters, like we mentioned, they let you look at the top of your deck.
Preferably use this one opposed to this one because she only puts it back on top, but she's a 7k body.
Coco 6K, but
yeah.
you can just.
I personally use both. This one because solid 7k
That's
booster.
effectively a recruiter.
Recruiter lets you use Tachikaze
Economics.
stuff,
Yeah.
so it's like whatevs.
Second
Pirates,
signal.
Shinkanzer.
Yep.
No complaints. Trade your cutlass for something good. Or your grade 3s.
Now, this guy
Nara.
is fun, but it's hard to figure out a place sometimes to put in when you also have him to work with.
Yeah.
Because they both do the same job.
Kimnara is good soul food for this guy.
Yep,
Once
good
you're
soul.
done using him, he goes away and
You
says,
don't need to pack 4, but he's nothing we've ever seen in a grade 1 since then.
And probably ever again, based on
Yeah.
what we've been seeing.
Dudley Daisy.
No one allowed to attack back row.
Yeah.
Reckless
There's Express, because the
He's
Ray
sort
Train
of-
has
he's-
0
he-
breaks,
He sort of falls into this whole grade 1 beater category.
but he has a very special place in that deck, especially after the Dragger comes out.
22 by itself, whee!
This guy,
Stun something when at the best possible time, and even
yeah.
never die.
This guy
So
never
basically, defy what you are. It's crazy. Cat. People always have mixed opinions on it, but in general, it's just good.
Yeah, he's a good card, especially because the opponent generally doesn't think about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, as long as you don't ride
People
it.
think they like Dark Cat until they realize they just drew their triggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And they're
especially,
getting beat down really, really
Yeah.
hard that turn.
I think in like combo with Coco, it's like, oh, look, a 10k vanilla. Call.
It helps you
Yeah.
sort out your thing.
When you're not riding it, you always get to use the what you're drawing first.
And just
for your opponent.
added consistency. I mean, it's not Pongal levels of consistency, but consistency nonetheless.
And this was the grade 1 version of the Berserk Dragons.
That's not so great, actually, but
But at the
nothing
same
else has
time,
it.
nothing else really does that, so it's really hard to.
You can use it in a weird control build with, like, Amon and Gwyn. My only real issue with it is that it's a grade 1 that you can't use right away.
Then Blade
Sort of holds it back.
Blade Seed Squire, on the other hand,
He's really unique, too. If he hits the Vanguard, and you can swap him for a grade 2.
you basically just keep on assembling your forces without using your hand to do it. Eventually, you might get with the proper setup to have a field, or if nothing else, you get him out with the Blade Seed Squire. I mean, Blade, whatever his name is, the grade 01.
Yeah.
Point is, you can get him out and you have a free booster for the next turn.
Gold Paladins being Gold Paladins.
Gold Paladins are Gold Paladins. I don't think we have to talk about them anymore.
Darker side of the Gold Paladin, I'm implying that Gold Paladins are evil. Good combo with Silver Fang Witch.
Almost as if the witches working together was supposed to be intentional or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
We've always been fanboying all over Pongal. We had a whole video about Dreadmaster. So good he destroyed his own clan.
and we got this guy.
Strange utility grade 1 that nothing else has.
And what I mentioned earlier, basically put, if you don't want to use your counter blast to kill things and you just want to try to overwhelm your opponent, just use nail. I think that pretty much covers all the grade 1s that we have. Is there any ones we didn't mention that might be nifty to know about?
Oh, Pearly.
Oh, yeah.
Little sister. Yeah, again, there are certain like combo cards just like her.
Basically.
Cards that like working in the combo to make certain things happen.
Slaggle Dagger?
Oh yeah, the stronger version of these.
Strong
Yeah.
two. Yeah. For the most part, these are your
These are
supporting
your
units.
primary things. If I were to tell you to avoid anything in particular, this would be one of the ones. Like I said, I only use the one pig just because Card Wars. I also would only use these if the deck can allow it.
If it's lacking in field presence all the fucking time, why not?
Solid abilities, good skills that work well with grade and whatnot. And then
Use these, but not
Sparingly.
Yeah, sparingly. Don't use them too much. Always use these. Always. Perfect guards and AKs.
yeah, if you don't want to use these guys, you can just use these.
And of course, the major backbone, the muscles, I guess you would say, of the deck.
Bread and butter.
Yeah, these are bread and butter. These are the things that make your deck win.
Use a knife into it.
And red chains, whatever.
And the red chains
For
if
the
you
most
run red
part,
chains.
They're not going to be Vanguard material because they're not going to stay there. Set for these, and even then, you might want to keep them.
Yeah, those.
Frequently, turn 1, writing your perfect guard is going to be the best move. Such as it is.
Well, that's up for you to decide. Maybe we'll talk about that in the How to Vangood segment. Writing. Well, I think that's everything we got for grade 1s. So,
So good.
thank you, Professor Morikawa, on your binge drinking.
It's Dr. Professor Morikawa to you.
Of course it is.
I
Bye,
didn't make that
buddy.
big for nothing.